What's up, y'all? It's LeBrad. Today, the moon is in Scorpio. Of course, the sun is in Leo. That's two fixed signs. So, you may be feeling a bit stubborn at this time. When you're fixed, got this real strong fixed energy, it's kind of hard to change your mind on certain things. It could be, of course, this is one of those times when you may be feeling a bit randy, a lot of sexual energy. And it's really not that it's just all sexual energy, but the sexual energy, sex is kind of like an outlet a lot of times. And if you don't have that sex as an outlet, you may be looking for a battle with someone. You may be trying to find someone to challenge, but you may not necessarily find someone who can kind of be a really good competitor. So you may not really have a battle to fight, but you may be looking for one. The ideal way to kind of handle this kind of energy is probably through like a creative outlet. So if you have like some creative energy, you might want to find a way to get it out. The Hanged One. So I'm getting that it's a waiting period right now. And that may be the frustration. Like, you're wanting things to kind of happen. You got all of this energy, but you're just having to wait. I'm getting this too. Oh, yeah. There are two bodies. The rudimental and the complete, corresponding to the two conditions of the worm and the butterfly. So there's that butterfly is coming, but there's that period between being the worm and becoming the butterfly. So this may require a lot of patience at this time. Of course, it's major arcana energy. So this is very strong energy, especially with like the sun and moon both being in fixed signs. The sun really just moving into Leo. We're waiting for that kind of energy to pop off. So that's interesting. It's a 12. So 12 is very interesting to me, because there's 12 signs of the zodiac. So perhaps there's a full cycle that has completed. And let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, I'm getting a bit of sexual energy here too. And even in my hair right now, I started doing my twist and kind of stopped in the middle of it and just put me some little puff balls with the rest, because it takes a long time. So I have to be patient, and go ahead and complete the process. So there's it takes some effort to get to the finish line. So we're just hanging out. Of course, the Hanged Man is kind of Piscean energy. It can represent enlightenment. So someone may be becoming a bit more enlightened on the situation. The hair is standing out, so I guess for me, like, my creative outlet has been, doing something a little different with my hair, perhaps. But your creative outlet could be anything. It could be writing, it could be singing, dancing, something more visual. Doesn't just have to be sex, but sex can be your creative outlet. Leo represents kind of short sexual relationships. So if particularly if you're like an Aries or a Libra, that may come up for you. The 7 of Candles. And the man shuddered and turned his face away and fled afar in haste, so that I beheld him no more. Is this like, I don't know. So 7 of Wands energy is kind of defending yourself, so it could be that you successfully fight something off. I don't know. Let's get some clarification on that. That one didn't really pop out, but there was some movement on that card. Clear messages for Sun in Leo, Moon in Scorpio. The 10 of Paws. It's like the 10 of Pentacles. It is a happiness to wonder. It is a happiness to dream. This is like, the 10 of Pentacles is, getting, it's the bag, right? This is, having all of that material fulfillment. So I do feel like, the thing that you're waiting on perhaps is this material success. And perhaps you become enlightened about, material success, about what, you need to do to cross that bridge to get to the material success. And it may be that it takes a bit of defending, a bit of fight to get to it, right? Together. And at the bottom is the King of Wells. I was never really insane except upon occasion when my heart was touched. Okay. So let's see. The 7 of Candles. And the man shuddered and turned his face away and fled afar off in haste, so that I beheld him no more. And that's from Silence, a Fable. So the key words here in the upright are standing your ground, rising above, self-confidence, authenticity, standing in your truth, and assertiveness. So yeah, I'm getting like, you're kind of just waiting, but it's, you need to be assertive. Leo energy is very assertive. It is very Leo energy is standing out. It's being on the stage. It is, the Lion King. So you have to, really be confident, really kind of get out there, put yourself out there at this time to get that wish fulfillment. Now, in the reverse, so at the lower polarity, it may be that you feel vulnerable. Like, it's tough to put yourself out there because you have to be vulnerable. You may have a lack of faith in yourself, but you really have to find the courage to, to believe in yourself. When you believe in your heart, I know that no one can change the path that you must go. Sing, Lena Horne. Okay, fear of rejection. If you're like me, you've been through a lot of rejection, and that saying that everyone says now, rejection is for your protection. So you can't really fear rejection. That's something that's going to happen, and you can't give up, right? So that's the Seven of Candles. So I feel like that is the tangible thing that you need to focus on in your day to day. So the energy is like weight. Things you aren't necessarily seeing what is happening right now, but you have to push forward. You have to be assertive. You have to put forth some effort and just kind of believe in yourself. It's just like with me with this YouTube channel. Nobody is watching these videos. Like, I have maybe like a handful of people that come and watch these videos right now. But, everyone starts out with no one watching their videos. And, the end goal is not even necessarily that, a lot of people even have to watch the videos. Just the right people have to watch the videos, right? The people that it would resonate with, right? And so, the metric that you use to measure whether or not something is that to measure your value, you really have to think about that, because you may be using someone else's metric which may be like, it may be the total number of views that you get, but that may not necessarily be the metric for your success. So you really shouldn't kind of see yourself through the lens of other people. That kind of erodes your confidence. You really have to just see your own value. I know the value of what I'm speaking, like, because one, like, I have this really thorough understanding of energies and astrology and of spirituality. And a lot of people may read tarot, and there's a lot of really great tarot readers who communicate really well and have a really huge collective of people that watch them, and that's really great for them, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be the case for me, right? Because I have something very different. I don't have a lot of YouTube videos, but my relationship to YouTube is one that is very unique, because I actually used to work with Google and YouTube and things like that. And when I worked with YouTube, I took over the entirety of YouTube the first time that was ever done. And let's see, 10 of Paws is the 10 of Pentacles. In the upright, this is financial security, family support, prosperity, good investments and returns, happiness and legacy. In the reverse, it could be financial loss, a lack of security, and domestic issues. So, I'm getting that is what's coming. You have to push through to get to this point of receiving your domestic bliss, your good returns on your investments, and your financial security. And I'm seeing, in this card, he's surrounded by the cats and the tradition, the Rider-Waite. It's the old man surrounded by family and his dogs, out on his estate. And, that's coming. Maybe right now it is just you. But what you don't see is that you are surrounded by, your the spirits. You're surrounded by angels. You're surrounded by everything that's working in the background to get you to this next place, right? Which is much more security, which is much more stability. What was at the bottom? It was the King of Cups. So the King of Cups, King of Whales in this tarot, it says, I was never really insane except upon occasion when my heart was touched. That's a letter to Mrs. Maria Clem. This quote comes from a letter Poe wrote to Maria Clem, the mother of his deceased wife Virginia, on July 7th, 1849. July 7th. Someone's birthday perhaps is on July 7th. That's a very interesting day. In it, he woefully, because I'm seeing that we got that 7 of candles, seeing the 777, July 7th. So there's a lot of luck, like I said, a lot of luck kind of working for you. In it, he woefully beckons her to his bedside as he is suffering from a terrible bout of cholera. He further insists that despite her being a sweet reason to live, he must die as he has lost his will to live. Poe would mysteriously meet his death 3 months later on October 7th, 1849. The key words here are emotional control, kindness, compassion, nurturing, and empathy. So I think that, in your domestic life at this time, perhaps there is this sense of, there might be a sense of, of sadness, of not feeling like 100%. Someone may be ill, and perhaps you have been showing a lot of compassion, a lot of nurturing there, a lot of empathy. But I'm kind of getting that in a sense. Is one big cup of emotions with this King of Whales. In the lower polarity, it's dishonesty, manipulation, passive aggressive behaviors, and emotional abuse. So you may be experiencing that. Like someone may be trying to manipulate you, maybe using emotions against you in your home life. Hopefully that is not the case. But that's kind of like some of the background energy. I feel like you're probably a water sign. If you are a Scorpio or a Pisces or a Cancer, you may even be a water sign moon, so someone who's very emotional, because here we're seeing like the person is the king. So I think this is a water sign person, someone who feels their emotions very strongly. You're a very compassionate person. Perhaps you are like one of the chosen, and one of the chosen ones. And that may mean that people see you as someone who is gullible, someone that they can manipulate and take advantage of. But I think it's a time for you to, one, defend yourself. So when they come at you with emotional manipulation, you block it. Even if you're unsteady in doing that. Sometimes, with emotional people, when you have to stand up for yourself, you may hear your voice break. But you know what? You check your voice and say it loudly, because you have to get to your stability. And sometimes it has to be about you first and not other people. And that may be the thing that you have become enlightened about in this time. So 7, I'm going to read just a little bit of, let's go with Psalms. I'm going to say Psalms 77. I cried unto God with my voice, even unto God with my voice, and he gave ear unto me. In the day of my trouble, I sought the Lord. My sore ran in the night and ceased not. My soul refused to be comforted. I remembered God and was troubled. I complained and my spirit was overwhelmed. Selah. Thou holdest mine eyes waking. I am so troubled that I cannot speak. I have considered the days of old, the years of ancient times. I call to remembrance my song in the night. I commune with my own heart, and my spirit made diligent search. Will the Lord cast off forever, and will he be favorable no more? In his mercy clean gone is his mercy clean gone forever? Doth his promise fail forevermore? Hath God forgotten to be gracious? Hath he in anger shut up his tender mercy? Selah. And I said, this is my infirmity, but I will remember the years of the right hand of the Most High. I will remember the works of the Lord. Surely I will remember thy wonders of old. I will meditate also of all thy work and talk of thy doings. Thy way, O God, is in the sanctuary. Who is so great a God as our God? Thou art the God that doest wonders. Thou hast declared thy strength amongst the people. Thou hast with thine arm redeemed thy people, the sons of Jacob and Joseph. Selah. The waters saw thee, O God, the waters saw thee. Thou art afraid. The depths also were troubled. The clouds poured out water. The sky sent out a sound. Thine arrows also went abroad. The voice of thy thunder was in the heaven. The lightnings lightened the world. The earth trembled and shook. Thy way is in the sea, and thy path in the great waters, and thy footsteps are not known. Thou leadest thy people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. Yeah, so I'm getting, you may not, when you lean on your own understanding, you may not necessarily see that God is at work. And so you may begin to question, well, why haven't I gotten this yet? You're feeling the hand of God at work in your life, and all of a sudden you're like, I gotta wait now. But you have to be patient. There is divine timing. I see a dragonfly just flew around. I've been seeing a lot of dragonflies actually, because it's nice and hot. But that dragonfly symbolism, perhaps you should look that up. But yeah, I hope this message has resonated for you guys.